and welcome to K-Co Presentation Division. Today we will be talking about the Vikings. My name is Kyri and I will be representing K-Co today. Enjoy! Who were the Vikings? The Vikings, also known as the Danes by the people of Britain, were a key part in history. The Viking age was from 700 AD to 1100 AD. The Vikings came from Scandinavia, which was made up of Norway, Denmark, and Sweden. Fun fact, Viking is Old Norse for pirate raid. And instead of saying we're going raiding, people used to say that they're going Viking. Viking raids. Around the end of the 8th century, there were many Viking raids directed at Britain. One of the most well-known was the Lindisfarne raid. Most of Britain was under Viking rule by then, all except for Wessex. And Wessex was under rule by King Alfred the Great. They made a peace agreement, so everything east belonged to the Vikings. This area was called the Danelaw. Why did the Vikings raid Britain? The Vikings didn't just raid Britain for no reason. They didn't have ideal farming conditions and needed proper land. Here are the main reasons why they left their homelands. Number 1. The places they raided had many valuables. Number 2. They had bad weather which led to bad farmland. And also, their homeland was overpopulated. But the Vikings were all bad. Although the Vikings probably weren't the type to have dinner with, they were fairly decent people. All the Vikings were killers or raiders. Some were villagers come to settle and live in peace. These people were usually either farmers, crafters, or metalworkers. Viking occupations. The Vikings had jobs too, you know. Here are some common Viking jobs. Number 1 is warriors. Number 2, farmers. Number 3, crafters. Number 4, traders. Number 5, explorers. And number 6, metalworkers. How did the Vikings fight? The Vikings fought mostly using long swords and axes. They did not wear much armor apart from chieftains, who wore chainmail. Another example would be berserkers, who wore animal skins. They believed that they were given the power of Zeus. Odin. The Vikings travelled in no ship, which could be rowed or sailed. Their first attacks were surprise attacks on places like Lindisfarne. Because there was no navy at the time, it was easy for them to land on the coast. Viking traders and explorers. The Vikings reached Britain, France, Spain, Italy, and North Africa, thus making them great explorers. They also traded for goods such as jewelry, pottery, silver, silk, wine, and glass. They sold things like honey, tin, wheat, wool, wood, iron, fur, leather, fish, and walrus ivory. They also bought and sold slaves. Danelaw. The Viking land was to the east of England. The Vikings lived in places called longhouses, which were made of wood or stone and had a thatched or turf roof. They had only one room inside. The Viking society was ruled by a king. Under the king were the nobles, or the jarls. These were wealthy Vikings who employed people to work for them. Then there were carls. These were everyday people. At the bottom of the pile were the thralls. These were the slaves, and they did the hardest, dirtiest jobs. They could buy their freedom if they earned enough money. Viking towns can still be recognized today. Places that end in by, thorpe, or a are certainly Viking towns. Viking time. Here are some important events in the Viking history. So, thank you for listening. I hope you learned a lot about the Vikings and found our presentation interesting, fun, and also learned a lot more about the Vikings. So again, thank you and goodbye.